What's up guys, Crazy here, back into Borderlands, and of course we have the weekly Borderlands show going on, still underway at the time of making this video, but we got some really juicy information from it. We have a brand new trailer. This is something that you're seeing right now in the background, and it's called Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot. This is the first DLC that is going to drop in December. Actually, it looks really cool. We're going to go over a little bit of a breakdown of all of the scenes in this trailer. It's pretty short, just 1 minute, but we also have some more details on the Melee 1 takedown that is going to drop tomorrow. This is the free content update that is going to be dropping tomorrow, so really soon. Some really juicy information over here that I managed to scrap. So let's get started with the first one, which is this DLC number 1, the Moxie's Heist, and apparently this is going to be the first campaign add-on for Borderlands 3. If you got the season pass or if you got the super deluxe edition of the game, you should probably have access to this as well, but I'm pretty sure you can purchase these upgrades separately. Now the story in this DLC goes like this. It seems that Handsome Jack has stolen at some point Moxie's design for a casino, built it himself. You can also see it over here in the trailer. It seems to be suspended in space right next to a black hole, which sounds really awesome. But of course Handsome Jack is dead, and we are going to take revenge on somehow by joining Moxie's crew. There's going to be 3 new characters being added. You can also see them through the trailer. They also seem to be sitting at a table over there, planning their attack on the casino. According to the notes over here, Moxie is assembling a crew to plunder a derelict space station casino, and you've proven yourself worthy of joining her ragtag team of experts, quote-unquote. Successfully battle your way through the Hyperion security forces and crazed casino goers to reach a safe loaded with the Iridium cache and all new legendary loot. So it seems that we're getting some of that as well, which sounds pretty damn exciting. Of course, we already knew about some of these details from a previous teaser that we had a bunch of days ago. Now, as far as the Handsome Jackpot goes, the once thriving destination is packed with unique zones worthy of Handsome Jack's lavish lifestyle and dirty dealings, but has also been on total lockdown ever since his death. So there's going to be multiple zones. We can also see some of the details over here, both in the trailer as well as in some of the screenshots that have been posted on the main website. By the way, also go ahead and check them out if you want to. There's been a trailer going on the official channels, as well as the page which is up right now. So I'm going to post the links down below, but the multiple zones definitely sound really interesting. I am curious to see exactly what it is, because there's a lot of locations over here. It seems that there's a main hall with the casino. We of course had the inside area of the casino. It looks pretty good, especially that one shot with the huge slot machine. I'm pretty sure that that one spawned a legendary enemy, and it might be used at something like this, or who knows, maybe it's tied to a certain mission. So there's definitely a lot of variety here to go over. And the enemy types, by the way, also seem to be new. At the very least, I'm seeing some new types of enemies at certain points. There's one with a cannon on his back. I'm pretty sure that we don't have that yet in the game. It also looks pretty cool. Whatever it is, it looks pretty exciting. I really enjoy fighting these types of menacing enemies. Oh yeah, and one more thing, since we're still on the subject of enemies, check out this claptrap enemy hive over here. I'm terrified by this. Let me know down below if you're feeling the same, but having a full hive of enemy claptraps with these things going on, I mean, these guys have spikes on them, they seem to be pretty berserk. Yeah, one claptrap is enough. Having like 6, 10 or 12, however many there are in this hive right here, looks to be like a complete nightmare. So it definitely looks nice. I'm looking forward personally to clapping some claptrap myself. And apparently it seems that they are looking to do pretty much the same to the players as well. I mean, in the next scene you can see a bunch of claptraps over here with wrenches up in their hands and pretty much charging the player head on. But Moxie's crew members also seem to be looking quite menacing themselves. Well, with the exception of this guy, which looks absolutely hilarious, the mullet guy. Yeah, he seems to be accompanied by these 2 robots behind him, which look also very impressive. One of them is rocking a pretty cool mustache. Then there's another one over here that I found to be the coolest, the lady that seems to have been setting these Handsome Jack statues on fire. At one point you can even see some flame coming out of one of her fingers, and there's also this robotic arm that she has, so she definitely looks cool. We also have a front shot over when the entire crew with Moxie's hologram is sitting at the table over here, most probably plotting their heist. And also there's this third guy over here that is going to be accompanying them, or well, a third person that is going to be a part of the crew. And it seems that Moxie is not going to be physically present over there. throughout the video she appears only as a hologram, and even in this case she appears to be like that, so I'm pretty sure that she's not going to be physically there unless maybe into one of the last missions of the campaign or whatever it's going to be. I really like the theme of this DLC, but let me know down below what are your thoughts on it. So again, December 19 is when it's going to drop, and it's going to bring not just the story campaign but also some brand new legendaries, new gameplay, new enemies, and a whole bunch of stuff to explore over there. But we were talking about the Melee 1 update, which is the free content update that we are going to get tomorrow, and I actually watched the Borderlands show and I made some notes over here over which I'm going to go right about now with some of the changes that have been talked about throughout it. And I'm going to start things off, of course, with the bank slot size increase, and it seems that it's going to increase sixfold from 50 slots that we currently have in the game right now to 300, which is something that is going to help us tremendously if you've been banking on those legendaries, if you've been spreading them between your characters. Now you're going to have a much easier time to store it in your bank since we have 300 spots to do that. So definitely some really big quality of life coming up over here. Moving on, Gearbox is also planning to introduce specific loot for specific encounters. So now if you're hunting for a certain legendary item, it's going to drop from a certain enemy, a certain boss, or a certain encounter, and this is something that is going to be coming in the game as well. It definitely seems really cool. If you want to grind for a certain piece of loot, there should be a dedicated spot to do that now with this update. Also, there's going to be some performance improvements to the UI and the menus to make them a lot more snappier, a lot more faster. Chances are that if you played around with the inventory especially, you probably noticed that at certain times it can be quite slow, which kind of ruins the fun. So this apparently has been improved with this update as well. It's a pretty beefy update, I might say. Mayhem mode, by the way, Mayhem mode 4 might I say, is also going to make an appearance in this, and it's going to bring in some very interesting changes to Mayhem mode in general. Of course, it's not going to be Mayhem 2.0, that's going to drop at a later date, but in the meantime, here are the changes to Mayhem mode 4, which is going to be even more difficult than 3. So first of all, there's going to be a removal of the negative buffs. No longer will you see something like minus 30% bullet damage or minus 30%, I don't know, electrical damage or whatever. Instead, there's going to be two random modifiers. One of them is going to be a bonus to the player, and another one is going to be a bonus to the enemy, which balances out pretty damn nicely. It means that if you're going to get a buff, your enemy is also going to get a buff, and chances are that his buff might be more powerful than yours. We are not yet sure, but this definitely sounds miles away better than what we have so far. There's also legendary items only dedicated to Mayhem 4, so if you're looking for the best gear possible, you're going to want to make that transition to Mayhem 4, and if you've been playing since day one, you should probably have the necessary build for that, or at the very least something to help you out with that. So definitely something that I'm going to be looking forward to, because Mayhem 3 kind of became a little bit too easy for me, let's just say. As far as Mayhem 2.0 goes, it's going to come at a later date, as I was saying. More details are also going to drop really soon, but in the meantime, here are some of the general guidelines that you want to keep in mind. There's going to be some brand new modifiers, some new UI, exclusive legendary loot just to Mayhem mode, and there's going to be other Mayhem modes over there added over time, so definitely something really cool to look forward to. It's going to bring that replayability of this game at even higher levels than it currently is. As far as the other changes go, there's some other quality of life stuff over here to go over. First of all, we have more vending machines, which should definitely help you out, especially on higher difficulties. If you're looking to replenish your ammo, if you're looking to selling items, most of the maps should have additional vending machines that you can visit. Also, by the way, if you're noticing any performance issues, or if you're noticing any performance increases or losses with the new update tomorrow, just keep in mind that from now on, the game is automatically going to default to DirectX 12. Currently, by default, it's running on DirectX 11, so in the next update, it's going to be on DX 12. Again, if you're noticing any performance issues, Gearbox gave us a disclaimer, and that is to switch back to DX 11 in case something goes wrong, and also to report any bugs that you might encounter. Anyway, the takedown at Melee 1's black site is going to drop tomorrow, as I was saying. Apparently, it is very difficult, and the hosts on the Borderlands Borderlands show weren't able to pass even the first door without bumping down the difficulty, so it's definitely going to be a piece of content that is going to keep us busy for a little bit, at the very least up until December, and I'm definitely looking forward for that. So yeah, looking forward to all of this. Tell me down below what is the feature that you're most excited for from all of these announcements. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, as always, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace out.